great sagas, we felt that our mini-series on Treehouses needed to be 9 parts. So we're wrapping it up with episode 9 here to show you some of the lessons we learned and the mistakes that we made and some of our thoughts on the whole process. First and foremost, do some homework and make a plan. If you're watching these videos, you've probably got the homework part figured out already. And the plan, I mean, in 2 different ways. So way number 1, make a plan, obviously, for the house, for the treehouse. How do you want to support it? Where are you going to put it? Pick out some good trees. What do you want the building to look like? What materials are you going to use on the roof? Draw it out. This is going to help in the long run, number 1, to estimate your costs accurately, but also be efficient with your building process. For example, most of the treehouse I had planned out pretty well, but there were some parts of it, like the ladder and the gate, for example, that I had not drawn any plans. I just figured I would wing it kind of as the time came. And those couple of parts of the treehouse that I had not had a plan, I ended up making 5-6 trips to the hardware store to pick up random things that I forgot about because I didn't have a plan. So make a plan so you can estimate your costs accurately. You can get all your materials in a couple of trips and not have to waste a bunch of time getting these add-on things. But also make a plan. If you're building a treehouse, I'm going to make an assumption that you have kids. If you don't have kids and you're making an adult treehouse, more power to you, but this next bit is for parents. Make a plan with your kids on how much they want to be involved and what they want to be involved with, so that you don't end up butting heads throughout the process where you want them to help and they don't want to help, or they want to help a lot and you're doing a part of that really kids should probably not be involved in because it's not safe or something. So pretty early on in the process, we sat down and I talked to the kids and said, tell me what you guys are interested in, what you want to learn, what you want to do. And then they could kind of lay out what they wanted, and then I knew, and then there was no miscommunication throughout the process. So they could come out, I could call them for the parts I knew they wanted to help with, and they knew that I wouldn't call them if there was a part that maybe they would be boring for them or that they weren't interested in. Trees are not perfect pieces of lumber, or they're not manufactured building material. They're natural and imperfect, and they don't fit any particular mold. Every tree is different. I made that mistake a couple of times in my building. First, when I calculated the diameter of the tree, I used the equation for a perfect circle. Well, the tree's not a perfect circle. And so when I drilled the hole and I thought I had a certain amount of depth, I ended up not having that amount of depth because I was drilling through the narrower part of an oval. And so I ended up coming out on the other side. It wasn't a big deal, but just an oversight. Also, when I was designing the tree house and kind of the deck and the platform and the railing, I had imagined the distance between the 2 trees at one height and assumed that distance would be the same throughout the build, even though I could clearly see with my own 2 eyes that one of the trees bowed in as it went higher. And so had I just given it a little bit of thought, I would have noticed that that's not going to be a reality. And that's how we ended up with this tree right here, coming into the treehouse and kind of breaking the railing into 2 pieces, which it ended up being what I think kind of one of the coolest aesthetic features of the treehouse, that this tree's kind of growing into the railing. But at the time, it was a challenge that I hadn't thought of ahead of time, and so I had to kind of refigure my plans based on that. But just remember, trees, not perfect pieces of building material, and you have to choose good trees and then work around kind of their imperfections or their twists or turns. When we first talked about a treehouse, my wife and I, we kind of threw a number out there for what we thought we might like to spend. And then it was probably about double that by the time it was all said and done. Now I'm really happy with the result. I think it was worth the money, but just to be aware that it's going to be expensive, or more expensive than you might be thinking. And so that's all the more reason to plan things out ahead of time so you have an accurate punch list and an accurate budget. so that you're not getting yourself into something that's going to turn into more money than you think it's going to be. In the comments below, I will put a link to a Google document that has all our expenses for the treehouse, so you can kind of see where we spent money, and maybe you can decide if you want to spend more or less in certain areas than we did. Keep in mind, this was in 2020, coronavirus, so due to supply and demand, some things may be priced higher or lower than what you're seeing based on the year you're building it in. So just speaking for myself, what I would recommend is that you invest a little bit of money in your budget to buy some knee pads, some ear protection, some eye protection, and a tool belt if you don't have one. Those 4 things are going to save your joints and your body a lot of aggravation as you work on what's potentially the largest carpentry project you've ever taken on before. If you don't want to do those things, I didn't when I started, and about a week into the project, it became pretty clear to me that I was going to be a lot better off, happier, healthier, able to work longer if I had those few comfort items, if you want to call them that. So my recommendation, invest in some protective equipment for your eyes, your ears, your knees, and a tool belt so you're not bending over, picking things up all the time, and having to make a ton of trips up and down the ladder because you have everything where you need it. I'd like to welcome to the show the middle child, Evelyn. How are you today, Evelyn? Cheers to a completed treehouse. Tell me, what was your favorite part about building this treehouse?
Probably the floor.
Yeah? Like putting the screws in and putting the boards down?
Yeah.
That was fun. You got to do a lot with that. Let me ask you this. When you have friends over to the house, what part of the treehouse are you most proud to show them?
Zip line.
Okay. What is something that you learned while we were building the treehouse? Like how to cut something or put something up?
Yeah, I learned how to use that saw thing.
The miter saw. Yeah. You did a pretty good job with that. The yellow one that you like pull down. Next guest is the oldest child, Rosa. Welcome, Rosa.
Hello.
Rosa, tell me something that you learned while building the treehouse.
Well, I definitely didn't think that building a treehouse was so much work. It was fun, don't get me wrong, it was fun, but I didn't know that it was so much work, and I also didn't know that, like, you have to be so careful around the trees. Like, I imagine a treehouse is like, the tree's always coming up, but like, I didn't really think about the actual tree's life and how you have to kind of like, you know, maintain the tree.
That's deep.
Yeah, man.
What about hammering? Did you have any moments where you hit your finger?
No, because most of the time, like half of the time you were building the treehouse, I had a cast on, so I didn't do too much hammering.
That's true. That's right. You were injured for a big part of the.
Mm-hmm.
Of the
I broke my finger on a slip and slide. Nothing to do with the treehouse.
Were there parts of the treehouse that you wish you could help with that you couldn't because of your cast?
Yes, like the whole thing. I was really upset I couldn't help with some of it. Like, I really was looking forward to doing a lot of the floor, boards, and I kind of had my cast on by then. And the fencing too. That's mainly what you were doing when I had my cast on.
So what's next? What's next?
I'm thinking we install a slide.
A slide? I had thought that I heard something about like painting.
Oh, besides like a slide? Yeah. Painting the inside and possibly the outside. We kind of have to. We haven't really talked about that at all yet. But we know we want to paint it.
Maybe a flagpole too. You know, like raise a pirate flag or something.
We could make our own flag. Yes!
Those are projects for next summer.
No, this summer. Oh, this isn't summer. Okay, whatever.
Alright, well, cheers to next summer and customizing the treehouse some more. Hey, my next guest is Marcus, the youngest. Marcus, am I pronouncing that right? Marcus? Is that how you say your name? Okay, good. I wanted to make sure I wasn't mispronouncing anything. Marcus, do you like this treehouse? Do you like to climb up the ladder to come up here? I have a little surprise for you. You ready?
Yeah.
Here it is. It's a screw. Your very own screw. There you go. It's something to remember your time in the treehouse. Yeah, that's yours. You want to put it in that hole?
Yeah.
You're so good at helping and putting screws in holes. That's good. Do you come up here and play sometimes with Ishi and Roro? Who else comes up and plays?
Jessie.
Jessie does. Yes, she does. You're right. Ishi and Roro's friend Jessie. What about this tree? Is this a small tree or a big tree?
Big tree.
Big tree. Yeah, it is. What color is it?
Days.
Gray?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Gray, brown. Well, let's go play. All right. We're really excited about our last guest here. This is the VIP and the woman behind the scenes, the madre, the matriarch. Cheers.
Cheers.
What are your thoughts on this treehouse?
I thought it was a really neat project this summer. I think that, you know, my idea of what I thought a treehouse would be, and then your ideas, you know, you really scaled up kind of what I thought when I suggested the plan.
It's a bit over-engineered.
I love how bright and airy it is inside, how the roof is clear and there's the big windows and things and the 2 balconies. I just think it's really hi.
Hey.
You want to come over there? Hello.
What about, did you learn anything?
I mean, I kind of learned the process of how a structure comes together, I guess, you know, in the fact that I've never really thought much about it. And, you know, so to see how you kind of laid down each piece one at a time and, you know, kind of each wall to some extent relied on the other walls and sort of that process. I guess I learned a little bit of process stuff that way too, but what's wrong?
I'm not gonna say that right now.
What?
Hi.
Whoa, careful. Marcus, am I pronouncing that right? Marcus? Is that how you say your name?
I'm not doing it.
I think I'm good. All right. Well, thanks for coming. Have a good day.